Hi children, good evening. I hope you have watched this video lesson 1 which we have started chapter 6. Now the second video lesson which we can go through our sense organs, eyes. Okay, the first one is eyes. So what is the structure of eye and how it works and what are the defects we can uh, discuss in detail here. You can see here sense organs which are sending the messages to the brain, and where the brain will show the response to get all these senses. So sense organs have sensory receptors. What are sensory receptors? Sensory receptors means the particular senses, the cells, the special cells which they are having. Each and every sensory organ having its own sensory receptors according to its activity. So each type of receptor is highly sensitive for getting some particular type of stimulus. For example, eyes for vision, nose for smell, ears for auditory, tongue for taste, skin for touch. Like that, each and every sensory organ is having its own receptor cells in that particular organ. You see here, eye. Eye is very important for our life, isn't it? Without eyes, everything is dark. You are getting pleasure, happiness by seeing various type of the things. We can just what we can say, leave the problems. We just come out from that problems by seeing so many nice things, sights, art. Just now we have discussed in the previous topic. So eyes are very, very important. And they detect desired targets, threats, and changes in our physical environment to adapt according to particular condition, isn't it? So the eyes are gift for our life. And eyes are very beautiful. Each and everybody have their own beautiful eyes. After seeing the eyes, then we used to say, yeah, they are having very beautiful eyes like that. So eyes will give a most important activity, that is vision. Now see the activity third or 3. Observe the external structure of your friend's eye and draw the diagram and label it. So this is the external structure of eye, isn't it? You can't see your own eyes. So if you keep the mirror and then you see your own eyes, okay, and draw that external structure and label it. What are the parts which we can see just like this? Okay, and observe the eyeball of your friend in normal light. Eyeball, isn't it? Inside there is a eyeball which consists of 3 colors. Can you see here? There is a white color and brown color, and inside dark color. There are 3 colors. So these 3 colors, how they react, what they do, okay, that you have to observe. And put a torchlight, by means of torchlight, put a light in your friend's eyes. Then you think, you check what's the change appear in these 3 parts which you can see. Can you see here in bright light? What happened? This is called as a pupil, and this pupil contracts. That means it decreases its size. Okay, and this decrease and increasing of the size of the pupil will be in the order of the part which we can say iris. The part is called as what? Iris. And the white part which you can see is a cornea. The outer white part, what we are seeing is a cornea, but it is a modified part of sclera, the outer layer, the first layer, that is called sclera. So this sclera is modified as cornea, which is a thin. Normally sclera is a thick part, thick layer. Okay, and here the dim light. If the light is dim, then what happened to this pupil? Increase its diameter. Can you see the pupil, the same pupil? Here small, here it becomes enlarged like that. It expands. Why? That is called as a dilated. This is contract and this is dilated. In dark, we need more light, so that this pupil increase its size, and whatever the light, little light is there, in that little light we can see. But can you see the colors of the things? We can't. But we can see some, whatever the things are there in that particular room or wherever you are seeing something. So you can observe, but you can't distinguish the colors. Okay, for that you are having in the further topics how and why you can't see the colors during the night time. Okay, so ask your friend to keep his eye open and forcibly throw the beam of torchlight. Then you can see these changes in the pupil size. Okay, and what is the structure of the eye externally? So what are the parts? You know, these you can see in the eye. This is eyelid, and eyelid is important. Whenever you get any dust particles or something, then immediately the eyelids will close, not to get hurt the eyes. And eyelash, the same thing. They are having hair-like structures. Okay, to wipe, to clean the dust particles and all. Sclera, that is the first layer I told you, and is the pupil which helpful to send the light into the eye to get the image, and it always change its size according to the light. Okay, and amount of the light. Lacrimal puncta and caruncula. So these are the lacrimal glands. What does it mean, lacrimal glands? Lacrimal glands are important. They secrete the tears, and those tears are important to clean your eyes. And we get tears not only for getting hurt or any dust particles will enter. When we feel something, then also the tears will come out to show our feelings, happy and sadness, isn't it? And including this, if you see the some other parts, lacrimal duct, these are the lacrimal glands. There is upper of the eyelid, there is one lacrimal gland, and here in this part, which is connected to the what? The nasal duct. So whenever we start crying, at the same time we start to get what we can say, mucus through the nose also. So that is what the connection in between the eyes and the nose. The feeling when we show, that time we start to get both the what from the nose and also from the eyes, the watery amount. And this is called as lacrimal canaliculi. That means very small canals. That's why they are called as a canaliculi. And lacrimal sac, it's a large amount. Okay, so these are the some external parts of the eye. And even these are the eyebrows, isn't it? Which will give the away the dust particles. So they are outwardly protective parts of the eye. And come to the inner part of the structure of the eye. What are the things which are present in the eye? I told you there are 3 layers in the eye. One is sclerotic layer, and second one is choroid. This is third one is retina. Okay, this is so sclerotic layer, which is outer layer. It is very tough and white in color, which is protective layer, and that's the pink color which surrounds the eye and helps maintain its shape, because it is a tough, so it maintains the shape. And the second layer is what? Choroid. This is a second layer. The pink one is which shows the sclera, and this is choroid, the dark color, black color. In front of the eye, it is the sclera modified as a what we have say cornea. Cornea is called as a window in the sclerotic layer. It is a window. And under the conjunctiva that allows light to enter the eye. So first amount of the light will fall on the cornea. That is nothing but what? Sclera. Okay. Sclera is thick, but the front part only will turn into very thin layer, which we call as a cornea. Okay. And conjunctiva is there. This is the cornea part, the front part. And another one is conjunctiva. What is this conjunctiva? It's a clear, thin layer covering the front of the eye. It covers the front of the eye. And an infection of the eye called conjunctivitis can occur here. I think you might have seen and you might have experienced also conjunctiva. Sometimes the eyes become red and the tears will go on continuously. And you feel pain and then itching and all this. And this conjunctiva is a what? A disease which can transfer from one person to other person. That's why people use it to put the glasses, not to contact with others. This is a contact disease, communicable disease, what we call as a communicable means it can spread very easily. Okay. And then next we can say choroid. So the layer choroid is a black layer. And why it is a black layer? Because it consists of blood vessels and nerves. Blood vessels mostly. And these blood vessels and the oxygen, everything, which is helpful for what? To give nourishment for the eye. Because eye also need energy to do its activity. So that how the food materials, the nourishment will get because of the choroid layer. So a black color layer which forms a part of inside lining of the eye behind the lens. And it prevents light from reflecting all around the eye. And also for nourishment with blood, oxygen and the food and all these things. And another activity is what? Reflecting. It stop, it avoid to get reflect. If you get reflection means you can't see properly. That's why it avoid the reflection. Then third one, the third part of the eye that is very important, that is called the retina. This is the inner layer. First one is sclera, outer. Second one is choroid, second layer. The third one is inner layer of the eye. And this eye consists of how many? 100 millions of light sensitive cells. That means receptors. So vision receptors, light sensitive receptors are present in the retina and which transmit messages to the brain. So they will collect the colors and the vision, whatever the objects are there in front of our eyes. They will collect all these things and send to the brain. so that we will get the what images. Okay, and come to the next part, pupil. So pupil is a hole. Actually, it is called as a hole in the center of the iris. The iris is important to control the size of the pupil. So where the iris, these are the iris part. So this iris in front of the lens, this is the lens. So in front of the iris, there is a lens and it changes the size to control the size of the pupil. So it also gives what eyes their color. So the color of the eyes also because of what iris, green color, brown color, black, even honey color, blue color. So these all colors depends upon what iris. And it gives a main important thing is what pupil. When we go dark, the pupil will increase its size. When it will go in light, the pupil will decrease its size to maintain the amount of focusing light, which will put the image on retina. Okay, and another part which we can say aqueous humor. So the part where the gap is there, that is filled with fluid, that is called as the aqueous humor. It is a watery liquid which fills the space between the cornea and the lens. So this is the cornea and this is the lens. In between that, there is a watery fluid. What is the importance of this? It helps to maintain the shape of the eye. You know, eye these are all having, but without fluid, what happened? It just shrink. It has only layers, that one. So like a balloon. If the balloon you blow, it get a size. If there is no air, balloon won't. We can't see the balloon. It shrinks just like that. Or if you put in water after blowing, if you put in the water in the balloon, then what will happen? It get a proper size. You can't crush that one because it gives strength. So in the same way, here the water will give a proper shape of the eye. Then another liquid part that is called as a vitreous humor. And where it is present, it is a jelly-like substance, okay, which maintain the shape of the eye. So this aqueous humor and vitreous humor, both are what a type of water, but here this is the liquid water type, but here it is a jelly because it gives a proper tight shape of the eyeball. Then next you can see the yellow spot. What is this yellow spot? Otherwise it is called as a fovea. And where there are amount of color sensitive cells are present, more amount of current color sensitive cells. Because of that, cones, which you can say there are two types of the sensitive receptors on retina. One is what? Rods, and another one is cones. Rods are important to see in dark. Cones are important to get the colors during the daytime or in light. So here these are having more color sensitive cells. Those are what we call cones. Okay, and this is why we should look directly at an object to see it most clearly. So here you can see directly lens to the cornea, and can you say there is a straight line if you put, so that if you see directly we can see a proper picture of that image. When you see sides, then you can't get that much clear picture. Okay, and another one is their blind spot. What is the blind spot? Blind spot where there is no receptors, and this part is connected to the optic nerve which carries the message to the brain. So where the blood vessels and the optic nerve join the eyeball, and that part is called as a blind spot, and here there is no light sensitive cells. That's why there is no image. The image won't get here. That's why what if the image is fall on the blind spot, you can't see anything. You become a blind only. Okay, next, optic nerve. So optic nerve is important to carry the messages what the retina received to brain, and then the brain will interpret the image, and the image is upside down also, isn't it? So it make a clear image and send the message to the eye so that the eye can see in a proper image. Lens, the lens is a, an important part to get a clear picture. A clear jelly-like window that focus the image and back surface of the eye. So the light will pass on cornea to people, and people will send the image on lens. So the lens will collect the image and will pass on to the retina part. And the lens may be increase and decrease its size. How? Because of what? Suspensory ligaments. So these suspensory ligaments, these ligaments are attached to this lens, to the wall of this what? Eye, and they hold the lens in place. Another, ciliary muscles. They change the shape of the lens to bring image into focus. They connect this one, which one? Suspensory ligaments. But ciliary muscles means show the contraction, isn't it? So they show the contraction and relaxation according to the image which will form on the lens, far and near image. When you want to see the near image, then this lens become a little bit flat. If you want to see the far image, then the lens will get a little bit increase its size. So like this, contract and relax. According to that, we can see the near picture or far away picture. Okay, so that is depend upon the size of the lens. And parts of the eye already we have seen. Eyebrow, it is line of hair above each eye. Eyelashes, hair growing on the edge of the eyelids. Iris, already we have seen. Optic nerve, connect the eye to the brain, that we have seen. Retina also. These are the inner parts. And eyelids, the piece of the skin above and below the eye that cover it when you close your eyes. Eyelids are important. Okay, pupil and cornea, sclera. So all these are the various type of the parts which we can see on eye, and also inside the eye and outside the eye. So go through the explanation properly, see properly the video, and then collect the points, and also the picture. The eye picture is very important. So try to what? Practice that eye picture. Okay. Write down the evaluation. So understand proper way. Okay. Then you write the proper answers for the evaluation. Everything is there in my explanation and the notes what I have given here. So go through it properly, and then you get that answers. Okay. Okay. Take care. Bye.